Sanchez, and this is my persuasive speech, and it's about skipping classes. Why would a student want to skip classes knowing it brings disadvantages to them in every way possible? As a college student who sometimes feels tempted to stay in bed and not attend class, I can tell you that it's not always easy to do what's right. About 1/4 of the student body at a public four-year university skip class at least once a week. In the article by USA Today, The Cost of Skipping Class by the Numbers, written in 2016, they state that with average tuition costing $9,140 at a public institution, and considering that the average student takes about 15 credits per semester, each class session costs about $30. Every time we as students purposefully decide to not be present in one of our classes, we are throwing $30 to waste. College students should not skip out on their classes due to the fact that it holds them back on homework assignments, which leads to lack of sleep and stresses the student out. I'm going to share with you just a few ways how skipping class can affect a college student's life and well-being, the reasons they may decide to skip, what could be done to improve attendance, and how people may oppose to the idea. The first reason college students should not skip class is because they fall behind on homework. They are missing out on valuable material needed to complete their homework assignments and to perform well on exams. When we skip, we as students are accountable for learning what was taught that day on our own. In addition, trying to keep up with homework leads to lack of sleep. In 2016, the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development says that sleep deprivation can be the cause of experiencing mood swings, irritability, poor nutrition, depression, anxiety, and many more bad things. College students are the population with the highest level of stress. Furthermore, skipping class stresses a college student more than what they already are by trying to keep up with classes, work, clubs, and possibly sports, while managing time for family, friends, eat, and sleep as well. So what makes us decide if it's okay to skip it or not? According to a survey of 46 students by Gator Nation News in 2015, 28% of students skip due to lack of sleep. This lack of sleep is again due to the fact that students may be up late catching up on missing homework. 24% skip due to appointments, 22% because they dislike their teacher or school, and 16% because they did not finish their homework. Students may also be tempted to stay in bed when they live on campus because the weather is rainy or cold and they don't want to walk out like that. When the student does not live on campus and weather is bad in a state like Minnesota, they may be afraid to drive in the snow, or they can have car troubles preventing them from going to class. So what can be done to improve school attendance? We can try to raise awareness to students that they are wasting money every time they skip class. We should acknowledge that it negatively affects the students' academics as well as their physical being and mental well-being. In 2015, the Australian Society for Evidence-Based Teaching gave us some ideas that can help improve attendance in schools. They state that everyone should be passionate about teaching and learning. Schools should also show that their students are important to them, and extracurricular participation in study groups should be strongly encouraged, so students are held accountable to these groups. But what are some objections people may have to this issue? People may think that perfect attendance cannot be achieved. There has actually been many students with no absences at all over their school years. As claimed by the website Families in Schools, Maria Hernandez helped one of her 3 children accomplish perfect attendance from kindergarten to 7th grade. Maria says that missing school means missing a lot of important learning, so she believes that attendance is the key to success. It is somewhat hard to attend all of your classes, but clearly not impossible. Even though it may seem harmless to skip one class period, once it all adds up, there are major consequences. A student's grade as well as their well-being suffers, and their poor decision to skip is reflected in the end. It is understandable when someone oversleeps and misses class by accident, or when they simply don't want to be there for whatever reason, but it's just not beneficial to skip class for anyone. College students should try to not skip class because then they fall behind on homework, leading to no sleep and causing stress. Being enrolled in a university is an opportunity as well as a privilege that everyone should take advantage of, especially if you live on campus. Being walking distance from a class session from where the class session is being held, why not just go? You're paying for it anyway.